Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. This will be a short review of Arcana because I'm not going to be reviewing her in the PvE. She's simply not relevant there and not needed at all. So when it comes to PvP, there are a few issues with her, and that the main issue is her speed. So as you can see, she's the latest to cast in the round, which means she's likely to apply her main debuff at the end of the round, which is really irrelevant because when the round ends, the debuff also ends. So it's an issue with the speed, and what could fix this issue is her getting a skin. So her getting a 15 speed would really make it relevant, but seems that her debuffs or slash buffs are also working, so that's a great thing. But yeah, it's hard to test because of how many debuffs and buffs we have. But if you pay attention when it's her casting round, you will be able to see that she actually applies them. Unfortunately, the round did end there, so we have to wait this round. But yeah, the another issue with her, apart from the speed, is the fact that she's a deviant hero. So she does her action here, and she did apply invincibility to herself, for example, and I'm pretty sure she applied more other buffs to or debuffs to me, and like here you can see accuracy rate reduction. So yeah, overall her debuffs work, but they only last so shortly because she's the slowest hero of the battle, and she will always keep being the slowest because 115 speed is just too slow to matter. But to go to the next topic, another issue with her is she's a deviant hero. So by using this, the most normal Avengers team Phantoms, you are simply benching Ying Zheng for Arcana, which don't get me wrong, gives better results. It's consistently winning over the normal Avengers, but the issue is you're just removing two Celestials for Deviants, which is surprisingly working well. But yeah, overall I'm not really happy with that. I would much rather have two Celestials or four Deviants, and you are also losing one Phantom, but it's justified. Now, one thing that I could be getting wrong is that the fact that she has seasonal stats right now. So the battle was won, and yeah, let's look at the damage. But yeah, the damage is pretty much fake because of the harass that bomb. But yeah, it won these type of Avengers, which is Phantoms with Aphrodite, which has been pretty common in the recent age. So he also has four. No, actually, he only has three Phantoms. So this is not really good. This was a common team with the Ying Zheng. With the Ying Zheng, you would get four Phantoms, which is justifiable. But dropping to three Phantoms is really not. So one thing I wanted to note is that I might be getting wrong results in the PvP because of her seasonal stats. So if we go to her kit, you will see she has one additional perk, which is permanently boosts its Arcana stats in Season 17. They just were too lazy to fix this text by 200% and additional 73 in PvP and GVG modes. This is really insane because if we take a look at her stats and she dies during the Hera or Magatama's turn, her death bomb is just going to be so much bigger than the other death bombs from your team. So overall, that could lead to a bit misleading results because of the seasonal stats, as most seasonal heroes are just slightly better or much better in their season than the season before. Prime example could be Sorija Nayushta. During her season, she was so impressive in PvP, and once her stats were gone, she really wasn't. Like, she was still good, but not as impressive as a solo carry as she was during her season. So yeah, apart from those issues, as you can see, her speed is too slow, but if she gets a skin, she will be 130, which will be enough to make her far stronger in my opinion. But this is the skill that I'm talking about. So when she takes action, before each action, Arcana has 75% chance to apply a random effect to enemies, including unbuffable, accuracy rate, which we saw, silence, which I also saw during the first round to like 2 or 3 enemies, and healing rapture for 1 round. Obviously this is not 100%, but at 100%, which is at 12 stars, it's going to be massive. But as I said, it's when Arcana takes action, so it's definitely hurting her being this slow. They could adjust her speed to be like 129 or something, so her speed, if she doesn't get a skin, wouldn't be an issue, but I'm pretty sure they will give her a skin because of this. So yeah, overall that's the thing I'm not happy with. And yet another thing with that is this: before each action, Arcana has 100% chance to grant all allies a random effect. We saw her grant herself invincibility, But as I mentioned, this is irrelevant because it's at the end of the round because she's the slowest hero. So this buff and the debuff is really, really bad. It's not a bad debuff or buff, it's a bad the fact that she's too slow. So maybe I will try asking them to buff her speed a bit so she matches the other Phantom Avengers. Like most meta Phantom Avengers are like 115, but Hera doesn't matter, she's a synergy bot. Primarily our Arcana 126, we have Lucifer, which sometimes we use, sometimes we don't. But Ying Zheng also did have this issue. The thing is, he doesn't really have the second part about debuffs in his kit. He only has this part, but he also heals allies, he grants them dodge, which is actually somewhat justifiable. He grants himself additional action, so he doesn't really buff and debuff as much as she does. Let's take another look at Narissa. Narissa is also slow, but she doesn't matter because she's just like casting whenever she feels like it. We have Hela, I believe. Hela is about 126 with her skin on top of that. So yeah, overall, I feel like Arcana does need a speed buff to be relevant in the PvP. Now, when it comes to Arcana and Ying Zheng comparison, as I said, the main takeaway is you're benching a Celestial for a Deviant, you're benching a Phantom for a Striker. Now, as I said, going from 5 Strikers to 4 is justifiable, but dropping to 3 is definitely not. The 3 Phantoms are bad, the 4 Phantoms are okay, and the 5 Phantoms are the best. But Arcana is so strong currently, maybe because, as I said, of the seasonal stats, that dropping to 4 doesn't really hurt the team, but actually benefits them. So yeah, overall Arcana is slightly better than Ying Zheng. You're sacrificing some better synergies for some worse, but you're gaining on the additional strength provided from her. She also doubles the buffs from Ying Zheng, so that's also another good part about her. And yeah, overall, is she worth summoning? If you're a top competitive PvP player, I would say yes. If you're someone who's competing for top 3 Foggy, if you're someone who's competing for like top 10 World Arena or constantly wants to be good in PvP, I would say she's worth it. Is she worth it over Judgment? Well, I'm not entirely too sure. Judgment is pretty good. They have changed her how she works ever since my release on her video saying she's kind of bad. And she's actually really good now, and she's part of a key Monoglorians team that can actually beat a lot of teams right now. So yeah, Judgment is really, really strong, and I would say she's more unique than Arcana, because Arcana, well, we have Ying Zheng to replace her, and because he has become free in the conversion options now, I don't think you have to rush Arcana yet. You will get one copy for free, yeah, that's for sure, but is she worth rushing over Ying Zheng or rushing over Judgment or the Fool? I wouldn't really be saying that. So yeah, if you're someone who's a low spender, mid spender, I don't think you need Arcana. If you're someone who's competing at the top like me, yes, for sure you want her at 10 or 12 stars for sure. But other than that, I have a feeling the Fool will be the best hero, and arguably Judgment is kind of there too. And Arcana is just slightly better Ying Zheng with a bunch of seasonal stat bonuses that might be giving me fake results when it comes to PvP. So far I have done about 20 battles mirroring the same teams. So about 20 battles with pretty much mirroring the same enemy team. I do have, as you can see, 4 Deviants and only 3 Phantoms, but let me fix that by adjusting this. But yeah, 4 Deviants, 4 Phantoms against the usual Avengers you see, which is the 5 Phantoms, 2 Celestials, 3 Deviants, going with Ying Zheng. And yeah, overall this team does have about 90% win rate against the older version of this team with Ying Zheng, but as I have said, it might just be a fake result given by the Arcana's insane stat. But yeah, let's go and battle, as it's pretty much a mirror matchup, except it's 8 Avengers against my 9, but most of the times you will win. Sometimes it will be a close win just like that one, but the other times it will be a straight up win. So yeah, overall Arcana does give better results against Ying Zheng, but keep it with a grain of salt that she has seasonal stats and she might be giving fake results. When season ends, Ying Zheng might end up actually being better, especially if he gets a transcended title to be able to give him +2 Avengers. He will be kinda crucial for that. So yeah, to recap, my conclusion on Arcana is, if you're a low spender, someone who doesn't afford all of the heroes to 9 stars, don't get her, save for the Fool or the Judgment. They're kind of better, or just get straight up Judgment to beat Extreme 100 without any issues really. and then save for the full in the upcoming week 5. I might not make a review for her because I will be on vacation, but yeah, overall, just save for now. Arcana is really not worth spending on unless you're a massive whale that is just PvP addicted like me. But yeah, I fully believe that she will be bad once the season ends, and I believe that Ying will again regain his trophy. She's only really good because of those stats that I have mentioned multiple times now. So yeah, once season ends, I think Ying Zheng will be better, unless she gets a foggy skin and her speed goes up to 130, well then it will be a different story. But until then, skip her, don't summon her unless you're a massive whale, and keep your faith on the Ying Zheng. Thank you for watching and see you guys in the next one.